Okay, let's dive into this explainer. We live in a world that is just constantly moving, right? Constantly upgrading, shifting beneath our feet. Literally everything is changing all the time. But today, we're going to look at the exact opposite of all that frantic motion. We're exploring the psychology of stability. And it's this incredibly fascinating look at how our minds desperately crave an anchor when the world feels like an absolute whirlwind. And more than that, how we actively manufacture that anchor in our own daily lives. To really grasp this, let's look at a very specific, super grounded example. Why do some people never move houses? I mean, think about it for a second. You probably know someone, maybe an aunt or a neighbor down the street, who has lived in the exact same house with the exact same floral wallpaper for like 40 years. In a society that totally equates moving out with moving up, staying put can honestly seem kind of counterintuitive. So, what's the psychological mechanism actually at play here?
Well, our source material makes a really crucial distinction that totally flips this behavior on its head. Choosing to stay put, it shouldn't be framed as stagnation. It's not about being stuck in a rut. Rather, it's a deliberate, highly valid psychological strategy. Think about it. When the outside environment is chaotic, unpredictable, and constantly triggering decision fatigue, keeping your immediate physical environment exactly the same acts as this amazing psychological buffer. It is a completely calculated response to all that external chaos.
So, as we define it here, stability isn't just this static, boring state of being. Actually, it's a dynamic emotional tool. It's a profound form of psychological security that is derived entirely from consistency. It helps to think of stability as an emotional shield. When you walk into a kitchen where the coffee cups have been in the exact same cabinet since, I don't know, 2014, you don't have to think. Your brain just gets to go on autopilot. That simple, seemingly boring consistency generates a very real security that protects your cognitive load from all the noise of the outside world. And this brilliantly illustrates that predictability creates a powerful sense of security. Just let that sink in for a second. In our fast-paced modern lives, we are constantly processing new threats, new tech, new variables coming at us from all sides. But predictability? Predictability is peace. It's the profound emotional comfort of knowing exactly how your day is going to unfold. It acts as this powerful, grounding anchor for the human mind. Now, when we zoom out to the macro level, we start to see this inevitable psychological trade-off in our decision-making. We are basically always weighing two things: the emotional comfort of consistency versus the high mental energy required for major changes. Sure, moving to a new city, changing careers, or, facing the sheer terror of packing a moving truck. Those things might bring incredible new opportunities, but they also totally strip away that emotional comfort shield we just talked about, demanding an incredibly high cognitive load just to process the new landscape. And that brings us to a reality we honestly tend to overlook in our hyper-ambition-driven society. I'm talking about the literal cost of change. Major life shifts require a massive, massive expenditure of mental energy. Packing up your life, rewiring your daily habits, even just figuring out the new grocery store, there is a really heavy cognitive toll attached to all of that. So for our homeowner who stays put for 40 years with their vintage floral wallpaper, that cost simply feels way too high to pay. And hey, that isn't a weakness at all. Actually, it's a highly practical economic calculation of their own mental resources. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to reflect on today. Is the price of change always worth paying? We celebrate disruption so much in our culture today, but there is immense, profound value in consistency. I want you to think about the areas in your own life where you might be paying just a bit too high a cognitive cost for change, and where you might actually benefit from the powerful emotional security of just staying put. It completely shifts how you view your comfort zone, doesn't it?